I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Welcome to another segment of Grassroots Business Journal. I am your host, Paul Wilusz, where social media links up to small business. Today as our guest, we have Mary Ellen Dombrowski, President of the Glastonbury Chamber of Commerce. Nice to have you on the program.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
Excellent, excellent. We've been talking a little bit about the last segment that we had, a little bit about the chamber activities and your involvement, et cetera. And during our break in between, you had brought up a very interesting point. I know that you mentioned it inside the first segment, and that was this book, which I find very interesting, and maybe you can explain a little bit about it. It's called The End of Membership as We Know It. And why was this book important and its relevance to what you see within the chamber? Can you explain a little bit about that?
This book was written by a woman named Sarah Sladek, and it really references chambers and associations, but it's applicable to any membership group. And it's very common sense, and it's a short, easy read, but for me it was poignant because it really drove home the point in the change of demographics and how it's going to affect membership organizations. The book contends that if some organizations continue doing business as we currently are, by 2015, some will be defunct. They will be gone because they won't have any members. By 2015, Gen X and Y will be the majority of the workforce. The boomers will no longer be. So if you think of any membership organization from a community group like a Exchange Club or Lions or Rotary, if you think of your church, if you think of any kind of business membership organization, and you look around the room at the average age of the active participants, it's probably over 45, I will say.
Wow, okay.
That's just in general. But what's going to happen in the next few years when these folks continue to retire? Who is going to be filling the room of these organizations?
What are you doing, and what have you looked into to try to address that particular concern?
My executive committee asked me to prepare a strategic plan for the organization, which is very atypical. Usually the board does that and the staff implements it. So I was deeply challenged. First of all, they wanted it 10 years, and I knew that couldn't possibly be the case because of everything changes so quickly.
Absolutely.
But when they asked me to do this, I happened to go to a conference where this book was addressed. And so I read it, and I bought a half a dozen copies, and my executive committee has read it, the majority of my board has read it, my intern from the high school is reading it right now, my whole staff has read it, and we all embrace and understand that we need to change. So I now believe it was fortuitous that they asked me to prepare the strategic plan because they would not have, and I wouldn't have had I not done the research, realized that things are changing so much so quickly. Now we've all known it's coming, but we haven't done anything to address it. And
we haven't seen it here. Exactly. We haven't seen it within our own areas of either or through organizations, et cetera.
Correct.
But we know that something out there is
it's changing.
It's changing.
It's changing.
Exactly.
And we've heard it for years, but we haven't. Even in Connecticut, we're concerned about the future workforce. We don't have enough people. We don't have enough workers. So we are all going to be affected when we want to call a plumber or an electrician in the future. It's going to be harder to get them, and they will cost more because there aren't as many people doing the jobs that need to be done.
Absolutely, absolutely. Some of the concerns within the business community has been talking about hiring a talented workforce, regulatory issues and problems. What have you seen as being maybe some issues that are affecting businesses in the Glastonbury area?
We hear mostly from our manufacturers. They have traditionally had the hardest time recruiting new employees. The work ethic of the next generation is different than ours. And that's something that the next generations are going to be all that we have. So we've got to understand how to accept their work ethic and make them productive and get the most we can from them.
Okay.
But manufacturers are saying that there are just not enough skilled laborers to do the manufacturing that needs to be done. They will even pay for education for people to come into their work, many of the manufacturers.
Okay. Okay.
And as far as employees, the job market hasn't been great for quite a while here, but we're going to find that it's going to be harder to find employees that employers consider qualified because it's a changing workforce. We partner with the Capital Workforce Partners in Hartford, and they do a lot of retraining and equipping people to put into the workforce. So we are very pleased to have that relationship and that resource for our members should they need to hire some new employees. But those skill sets don't fit every business, obviously.
Okay. Do you work with other chambers in coordinating either activities or any other types of either educational efforts or any other types of activities that may help within the business community?
We do. We have a group called IRCA, East of the River Chambers of Commerce, and it's 6 different chambers. I'm meeting with them today when I leave here this afternoon. What we do, the 6 chambers hires a lobbyist who monitors legislation for us. So that is the greatest thing we can do for our members. We actually have more members in our organization than even Metro Hartford has. So to help our members understand what's going on at the legislature is a very important resource for them. I'm not sure all small businesses understand that, but we are feeding them the information nonetheless. The other thing is we always have an economic forecast in January with these 6 chambers, and we've done business after hours mixers with the 6 chambers in the past. So it's a collaboration. We do training for insurance agents and things like that with our Chamber Insurance Trust.
Very good, very good. So what are the benefits for businesses being part of your chamber?
Well, we say it's like a gym membership. If you pay for your gym membership and don't go, you can't really expect a lot of results. So the more actively involved people become, the more they will benefit, obviously, because they'll build relationships, they'll build their reputation, their products and services will be understood and known by the members. But not everybody can become involved. So if you're not involved, then you do get a membership plaque that you can proudly display in your place of business. We have an online membership directory. We have a referral service. We have a hard copy membership directory. So you get exposure that way. We print once a year in the Hartford Courant a list of our members. And so you will get that kind of exposure, but it's more generic than if you become actively engaged and participate.
Now, do you have any of the networking activities that the members can come in, or other members and businesses can become part of? Any kind of like network activity?
We do a lot of that. We have the Business After Hours, which that's from 5 to 7 once a month. It's hosted by a member business who provides beer and wine and some kind of happy hour food. Or
now, is it at the same place, or is it at different locations?
Different member, and we're booked out through 2014. We get about 80 people at each event, and that is a way to obviously get 80 or more people into your place of business. And the host, of course, gets up and shares what they do, their products and services, introduces their staff, and it's a fun evening. So that's very desirable. That's another way. It's a sponsorship in a sense that our members get that exposure.
And where in December is the next one going to be?
The next one's going to be at the Connecticut River Valley Inn. And this is a little bit different because it's hosted by one of our special interest groups. We have a group called the Glastonbury Creatives, which is for members only, And this is a group of our photographers, our copywriters, our movie makers, all the folks in the creative, graphic artists, and they meet once a month. And what they did initially was each of them had an opportunity to get up and speak to the whole group about what they do and display some of their craft. And so that has really helped in collaboration and referrals amongst those members. Well, they are going to be hosting this Business After Hours, and it's at a beautiful inn on Main Street, the Connecticut River Valley Inn. And they will each have a small area in the inn where they're going to have a display of what they do.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And the time again?
5 to 7 p.m.
And the date?
Oh, I just, December 12th.
December 12th.
There you go,
Oh,
December 12th.
December 12th. So please, if you have the opportunity, please, I encourage you to come out and support the chamber, the efforts, and to have an opportunity to really get your business known.
But we do ask people to sign up and register online for all of our events. We do hand out rosters. For instance, at the Lead Exchange group that meets the first and third Thursday, we hand that out so when the people give their 30-second commercial, others can make notes and say, I need to have coffee with this person. And that's very helpful. We hand that out at our women's group also. And at our Business After Hours, we'll have a name tag for all the people who pre-register.
Okay. And the website again?
www.glastonburychamber.com, and we're at 860-659-3587.
Excellent. Well, again, if you're interested in seeing what's happening at a growing organization, chamber, that is set for the changes coming, from what I'm hearing, please, by all means, become and get involved. Anything else that you want to
I would just
explain?
say feel free to contact us, and we'd be happy to talk.
Excellent, excellent. They have excellent staff there, so they'll well be able to help everyone that wants to become involved. Again, our guest here today has been Mary Ellen Dombrowski, President of the Glastonbury Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for having you on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent.
Appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you. Good program.
Thanks.
Again, you've been watching Grassroots Business Journal. I am your host, Paul Wilusz. Again, if you're interested or having any comments, please give me a call at 860-490-8856. And until next time, keep talking business.